This is one from the AITA subreddit as well and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Not Buying Christmas Presents for My Nephew? I have 2 children, 21 male and 18 female. My younger brother has 2 children, 25 female and 22 male. And my older brother has 3 children, 30 male, 26 female, and 6 male. This is about my older brother, Jake, and his youngest son, Timmy, who is 6. When our children were growing up, my brothers and I had an agreement that we'd buy each of our nieces and nephews Christmas presents until they were 18. There was never an expectation to spend a certain amount of money just to have something for them to unwrap. However, when Jake's daughter turned 18 and we started sending him family presents instead of individual presents for each of them, he stopped sending presents for our children too, despite our prior agreement. We argued about this a few times considering we spent more years buying for his children than he did ours, but eventually we just settled that we are on Christmas card terms and did not expect presents from him, nor did we send any. My younger brother and I still send each other family presents every year, like a big box of chocolates or something, and when Jake found out about this, he was furious. He thought that we just didn't do gifts anymore, but since we do, he feels entitled to 6 years of gifts on Timmy's behalf. I said that was ridiculous because he was the one that broke the agreement. His older children got 18 years of presents for me while my children were 12 and 10 the last time they received something from him. Unfortunately, this came to a head at my aunt's wake, where Jake and his partner confronted me and my wife demanding to know why I didn't care enough to send Timmy Christmas presents like I had his older children. His partner, who is not his older son's mother, was very prickly about this. I explained that it was not that I had anything against the boy personally, but with his older children, we had an agreement to send presents to each other's children. He had broken said agreement when his daughter aged out of it, and that I saw no reason why I should be obliged to spend money on his son when he has not done so for my children. He gave me a plethora of excuses and said that it was unfair to punish his son for his mistake. The sins of the father. He demanded that I buy Timmy something to make up for lost time. I asked if he was going to make up for the many years of my children missed out too, but he just called me an asshole. Oh, so his own logic he won't respect, yeah? He's got the hypocrite card going on there. My wife, my younger brother, and his wife are obviously on my side, but a couple of family members have mentioned that they do think it is unfair that I am punishing Timmy for his father's actions and that Jake is not the financial position he was when his other children were growing up, so he already worries Timmy's holidays are inadequate compared to the photos of his previous Christmases when his other children were young. I genuinely do not dislike my nephew. I hardly know him in all honesty, and while I do not think I'm entirely in the wrong here, I do think I might be being too stubborn. Am I the astronaut? Wow, this sounds like a fun family to be a part of. What did you guys draw up a fucking contract for Christmas to be able to send each other presents? And you're like, oh, well, I'm sorry, you are breaching the contract here, brother. And by that fact, like, this is just so fucking petty, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I understand your siblings, and that probably doesn't help anything here, but gee, I feel like getting your family together and just being like, everybody grow the fuck up, okay? We'll start there. Everybody grow up, stop the bullshit, and quit trying to force people to buy gifts. It is not a gift if you are forced to buy it. It's a penance. Quit trying to force each other to buy gifts. That's not how that's supposed to work at all. Now, I understand where you're coming from, and like he broke the system that you guys had going, and that was the end of it. And I understand if you didn't keep it that way for everybody, like there's family dynamic bullshit going on all over the place here. He can't force you to buy gifts. Buy gifts if you want to buy gifts. If you don't want to buy gifts, don't buy gifts. Don't make it because some kind of petty tit for tat bullshit. If that's what's fueling you to do or not do something, then check that, right? But if you feel compelled to buy gifts for your nephew because you want to, then do it. If you do not feel compelled to buy gifts for your nephew, then don't do it. It is as simple as that. There is so much petty drama being thrown back and forth in this family that if I was the father in this family, I'd be like, all right, enough. Everybody go to your room. They're like, we're 30 years old, Dad. I'm like, I don't care. Oh my gosh. Yes, let the petty confetti fly. Good call. We got the petty confetti rocking there. It's just a bunch of petty bullshit. So the question here, and maybe I'm reacting a little harshly about this, but am I the astronaut for not buying Christmas presents for my nephew? No. You also wouldn't be an asshole for buying a Christmas present for your nephew. Like, this is one of those do what you want things where your actions should align with your goals. Is your goal here to like try to strengthen that bond? Is it to try to repair the relationship that you have with your brother? If so, do it. If you don't care, then don't do it. Knowing that there is some personal conflict going on with your brother here as well. It's not just about the structure. It's not just about you guys sending gifts to other family members. It is about him being worried that he is not going to be able to provide the Christmas that he could previously provide for his other kids for his youngest son. That is probably the major driver in all of this that is fueling him. It's his insecurity that has flared this thing up all of a sudden. And I think that goes back to your relationship with him as well. It's like understanding where he's at. Do you feel more compelled to help or not? Action should align with your goals. Think about what you want to accomplish here and follow that path.